Welcome to Mathematics and Statistics, Class 12, Chapter 2, Matrices. This is the first part of this chapter, Mastering with PYK. Before we proceed, let's understand types of matrices. So a matrix is always denoted by a capital letter. So it can be capital A, it can be capital C. For null matrix, it is denoted by capital O. Identity matrix is denoted by capital I. Also, when we'll start with matrices, a matrix is always denoted in the square brackets or it is a circular bracket. So before we proceed, few concepts. Let's define matrix. A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers. Here the numbers can be positive or negative, or it is a function arranged in rows and columns. So let's start with this example. Say the matrix A is denoted by a square bracket 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we will first define the rows and the column. So rows are represented by M and the columns are represented by N. So here we have 2 columns and we have 2 rows. This is one row and this is the second row, where M denotes the rows and N denotes the column. Hence we define A as a matrix of order 2 by 2 because the M is 2 and N is 2. So we say this is a matrix of order 2 by 2. And the number of elements would be the product of the M by N, that is 2 by 2, that is 4. So here the number of elements we can see it is 4. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So again in this example, we understood that this is an example of 2 by 2 matrix or 2 cross 2 matrix. Each element is denoted as Aij. Right? If the matrix starts with, it's denoted by a capital letter B, then we will denote each element as Bij and so on. So here the first element is A11, which is 1. So we also denote 2. If I have to denote 2, then we will write A, first row, second column is 2. Right? Going ahead, how do you define a row matrix? A row matrix is a matrix which has only one row. So irrespective of number of columns, the matrix would have only one row. So in this example, we have 3 elements in the column and the row is 1. So order of the matrix, so M cross N, M number of rows is 1 and N number of columns, so it is 1 cross 3. In the second example, we have 2 columns and the row is 1. So it is 1 cross 2. A square matrix. How do we define a square matrix? We define a square matrix when the order, meaning M will be equal to N or N will be equal to M. This means in this matrix we have 2 rows and 2 columns. So M and N are equal. So this is an example of an order matrix 2 cross 2 and a square type. Similarly, in this we have 3 rows, 3 columns. So the order of the matrix is 3 cross 3. Column matrix. A matrix having only one column, irrespective of the number of rows. Example, the matrix here, say denoted by a letter B, has 2 rows and 1 column. So we'll represent 2 multiply 1. In the second example, say again a matrix B, we have 3 rows and the column is 1. So we represent it as 3 cross 1. So let's understand identity matrix or a unit matrix. So we know matrix is always denoted by a capital letter and a unit matrix is denoted by a capital letter I. So how do we start with identification of a unit matrix or an identity matrix? An identity matrix always has to be a square matrix. Its non-diagonal elements will be 0 and all other elements, that is the remaining elements in the diagonal, would be 1 each. So let's take an example. In this example, say this is a matrix denoted by capital letter A. So it has 1, 0, 0, 1 as its elements. First, we'll identify whether it is a square matrix or not. So we have 2 rows and 2 columns. So it is a example of 2 cross 2 matrix, which is a square matrix. Its non-diagonal elements are 0 and the diagonal elements are 1 each. So this is an example of identity matrix and denoted as I2 or I2 cross 2. In the next example, we have I4. This means it is a matrix represented as I4 cross 4, that is 4 rows and 4 columns. So on seeing this, we have all non-diagonal elements are 0 and the diagonal elements here is 1. A zero matrix. A zero matrix is also known as null matrix. It is also known as null matrix. It is denoted by a capital letter O. So a null matrix also has to be a square matrix. But here all the elements would be 0. So here in the example, the first example, we'll first identify whether it is a square matrix or not. So we have 2 columns and 2 rows. So it is 2 by 2 matrix, which is a square matrix, which is denoted by B2 cross 2 or a capital letter B. Generally, it is denoted with the letter O. So O here is irrespective of diagonal or non-diagonal elements, all the elements have to be 0. So this marking doesn't help here. Similarly, we have O denoted as all elements 0. So this is a concept of 4 cross 4 matrix. So here the diagonal test doesn't work. We need to only check for the square matrix and the elements. So let's understand a scalar matrix. So how do we define a scalar matrix? So a scalar matrix has to be a diagonal matrix. Therefore, it has to be a square matrix. All its non-diagonal elements would be 0 and the diagonal elements have to be equal. Right? So going ahead in the example, the first example, say this matrix is denoted by a capital letter. We'll start whether it's a square matrix. So we have 2 rows, 2 columns, so 2 by 2. It is an example of a square matrix. Next point is whether the non-diagonal elements are 0. Yes, the non-diagonal elements are 0. And the diagonal elements are same, that is -3. Similarly, in the example below, matrix A, wherein it is 4 cross 4, so it has 4 columns and 4 rows. So it is an example of 4 cross 4 matrix, which is a square matrix. The non-diagonal elements are 0 and the diagonal elements are 5 each. So what did we understand in this part? So we understood how we define a row matrix. So row matrix means a matrix which has only one row. So we talk about only one row. In column matrix, we have only one column irrespective of the number of rows. So rows can be n, but the column will be only one. We also learnt about identity matrix, zero matrix, diagonal matrix, and the scalar matrix. So the basic point of these matrices to identify is that they all have to be a square matrix. So see you in the next part. Keep practicing. Confidence comes from actions. You need to try, take baby steps every day. Practice hard. Bye-bye.